I need to watch at least
Actually,
an episode.
I have tuned in for news releases, reports of what's happening out there. So that's about the only thing I've tuned into.
Huh? You what?
Tiger King, another Tiger King. Oh, Avenger movies. That's a good idea.
Let me see.
Do the whole series.
It's moving.
Okay, just leave it be then.
Well, you won't be
Yeah,
getting
you
the
guys
finger
won't
for a
be.
while.
Take care of it.
All right, so just a quick reminder, if you're just joining us, we're just doing a quick little survey on which TV shows you've been binging on during your stay at home. Good to get some ideas out there for my new show watch list. And if you can, just mute your microphone for us. That'll just help eliminate any background noise as we're rolling through the slides today. We'll just start in about a minute or two.
Dishwater in the sink.
Like somebody's doing dishes. Mute your microphone if you can.
Your dishes and your brothers are there. You guys can't go on your own.
Let me see if I can mute here. Perfect. Oh, we got lots of people in here joining us today. 150 so far. Wow. Hello to everybody. Good afternoon.
I thought you said there was only going to be 5.
I was saying that so you wouldn't back out. All right, one more minute. So join our chat if you can. Let us know what shows we should be watching. Don't tell us Paw Patrol. Tanya already shared that good juicy one. Anything else? Oh, Schitt's Creek. That is a dynamite show.
Yes.
Good choice. I binged on that one. Actually, Bree, have you ever watched Schitt's Creek?
No, but you told me about it, and I
From what I know about your sense of humor, I feel like you'd really enjoy it. You need to. David is the best.
I don't know
and
if
Moira.
that's a compliment or not, but
No, it's a compliment. It's so good.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You talking to me? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. You know, I like Roland a lot.
Yeah, Roland's good.
But I like David, obviously, is the key player, right?
Yes.
But it's so good. I'm actually streaming season 6 right now
Oh, I should do that.
on CBC. It's just getting better and better. I can't believe it's over after that.
I know.
Already.
Sad. All right, it looks like it's 12:30, so we are gonna get started. Just make sure your microphone's muted if you haven't had a chance. I think everyone's good so far. And we will get rolling. So welcome to Currently Using SeeSaw to Communicate Part 2. Part B, I should use the right lingo here. This is a continuation from yesterday. So if you were able to join us yesterday, and if you were not, you can still check out our session from yesterday on our Blogspot and our new educator website, which you will get the links to as we roll through these slides.
Okay, and before actually starting to the session today, whoops, 1 second. We would like to do our traditional territory land acknowledgement. Okay, the link, oh, hold on, it may work. There we go.
I've heard some bad internet out there today, so.
Let me know if you can't hear the sound. I may not have shared and clicked the share audio.
We can't hear anything.
Now?
Nope.
Yeah, so when sharing that screen, use that little tick box to share computer audio.
That's what I have to go back and do.
Yeah.
Agreed through their ancestral languages to the mutual sharing sharing of the land with obligations and responsibilities to the environment. Today, these responsibilities and obligations extend to all peoples.
All right. So again, if I've heard there's a lot out there right today struggling with some internet issues. So if through this, if you can't hear us, just let us know in the chat, okay? So we are able to try and rectify that for you. Okay, so our hosts, same as yesterday, Nicole Hooper, Learning Commons Coach, myself, Samantha Van Hoopt, an Instructional Coach, and our two lovely guest teachers, Tanya King-Nienhuis and Brianne Gordon. Bree and I will be kind of talking about the content today, and Tanya will be trying to man the chat for us, and Nicole will be assisting with the slides and the chat as well.
So just as we've done at the previous sessions, we'd like to bring to your attention the remote guidelines that we have to consider when we are planning learning opportunities for our students. Learning at home is very different. So that means that whatever we are planning for our students has to be consider these 6 guidelines. So asynchronous learning, we have to make sure that the learning is not all online and that it is, okay, I can't get to that one. Okay, so that it's not all online learning and that it's individualized as well. And that it's at our students' pace. We know that it can take students about 2 to 3 times longer to complete activities at home. So we have to make sure it's also at their own pace. And we have to prioritize what we're teaching as well and make sure we are focusing on those main key learning areas, making ourselves available and helping our families to know when we are available, if we're blocking office hours, letting them know how to contact us by email, by phone, and that our planning and learning opportunities have to be intentional and they have to be familiar. So stick to what people know.
Awesome. Thanks, Nicole. So our next slide is just a snapshot of the upcoming sessions this week around SeeSaw support. You are currently in the blue zone, which is S2, and we'll be back here again tomorrow. And tomorrow our session has been really guided around what feedback and we've been given and things we've noticed in the chat. So hopefully you find it helpful. You're more than welcome to check out other sessions as well. And if you're in this one and you're feeling either it's above or below your current level of understanding, please try considering some of the other sessions as well.
And these are some of the other sessions that Sam was talking about, the Google Suite sections. Again, they are all being archived and you can access them on that website. Okay, and in this session, we're going to explore the video tool and the draw tool and how you connect to your students through the use of those tools. Again, considering that as teachers, we are going to be the primary users of those tools to communicate with our students.
Okay, and I just want to go back to that slide for a quick sec. There was a note I wanted to bring up about the chat function today. The chat yesterday was blowing up, which is great. We're so happy for the participation. But if we could just try and refrain from any private messages to the hosts, it's just really hard to track the chat and the slides and the conversation. So we will do our best to address any questions as we see them coming up. And we'll also stay on for some extra time at the end of our session to allow time for anyone to ask any questions that have not yet been answered. At the end of our presentation too, we will download the chat and try to sort through any outstanding questions that haven't been addressed and cover them in Friday's session, okay? All right, okay. Go ahead, Nicole.
And just to preface again, these are the learning tools that we're talking about in helping you to develop tool literacy. That is what our sessions are focusing around is becoming tool literate. Yesterday, we focused on the photo tool and the journal tool, and today we're focusing on the draw tool and the video tool. And just to review quickly what we did talk about this yesterday, but all of these learning opportunities, when you're creating them with for your students, we're just making sure that what we're creating really connects to the students' lives and at home and making learning relevant. We don't have all of the amenities of the classroom, our learning manipulatives or anything like that. So These tools will help us build and maintain the connectedness that's really important for our students to feel with us. They can allow you to create experiential and hands-on learning opportunities. They'll assist you with showing families that rich learning opportunities can really occur and come from what is around you, to give students choice and flexibility and help you to differentiate the learning opportunities and allow you to model learning for your students and spark those inquiries and provocations.
And I think this might be a good time to put in a quick plug. I got some real-time feedback from one of our teachers that participated yesterday, and she's in our session today. And she kind of emailed me to let me know that it might be a good time to mention our rural students and how it's difficult for them to stream videos and audio just because of like their internet, and maybe they have like a maximum amount they're allowed to do. So SeeSaw and the variety of tools is actually a really great way to accommodate them, because we know that if you're out in rural land, you may just need a note to explain something. You might not have the luxury of downloading videos and watching the content. So that's the same for, you know, just think about your rural students when you're creating, and SeeSaw really allows for that, because if you have a video, you are able to also attach a note of something similar. So yeah, I just wanted to drop that note. So thank you, Kelly, for bringing that to our attention. All right. So we're going to talk today about the, oh, you want to say something, Nicole?
Nope, I was just going to say that that Sam and Bree are taking it over today to talk about these tools.
Awesome. So we're going to talk about the video tool today, or I'm going to talk about the video tool today, and how it's a great way to record yourself doing things like read alouds. You can create tutorials. You could give demonstrations or mini lessons on how to do a specific topic. For me, obviously, my brain goes right to, I could record a live session of a member talk. There's so many endless opportunities to do with the video tool, and it's relatively easy to access and use. This is also a good time that I want to talk about how to explain how these are going to connect with the idea of home codes. Yesterday, our chat had a lot of questions about home codes and versus the student journal. Home codes will not be addressed in this session, so if you're waiting to hear about those, they were addressed yesterday in the S3 SeeSaw session, which has been archived and is available on our blog for you to listen to. Today, we're showing you how these tools can create an activity, but these tools can also create a post to the student journal, which parents can still access and view at home. However, the difference is that parents will only be able to reply with a comment versus students being able to select a creative tool to respond with. If you don't have home codes and you want to create some of these ideas, such as this next video we're going to show you, you will want to post it to the student journal instead. Hopefully that clarified things a bit.
And Sam, if I can add too, so last night I was doing a little bit of playing around, and I made myself, like as a parent, but because I had a teacher reach out and said, I have parents questioning, they want to send a picture back to me, but they have no clue how to send a picture back to me. And this teacher doesn't have codes set up. So what they can do is that if they send an announcement and like through your parent message and how you contact parents and let them know what's going on, just personal message, if you do that, you have access to all of these 6 tools within that. So you could post absolutely anything in there to a parent, like anything you're uploading, you can post a video to the parent. And when a parent replies to you, they do have access to all of these 6 tools, but it's just through the parent access.
Okay, awesome. All right. So I'm going to show you a sample of what can be done with the video tool. We're going to watch this before we kind of dive into talking a little more around the tool. So Nicole's going to press play, and hopefully we're going to have sound.
What did you do today? Today my family and I played Dragon Dash. It's a cooperative game where we have to build a path from one end of the board to the other while not getting eaten by dragons. It's pretty tricky. What's your favorite game?
Okay, so pretty straightforward. It was literally real time. My family was just making a game, and I thought this would be a great time to connect with my kids and send it out to them. So I'm just going to walk through kind of how I did that. So if we want to go to the next slide, Nicole. Thank you. So I went to the green add button, and feel free to do this along with me if you'd like, or just absorb the information and try later. So I went to the green add button, and here I chose assign an activity. And just like I mentioned earlier, it could also be used for posted student work. However, by selecting the assign activity button, it allows students to respond in these different ways. I also selected assign an activity to show the tool today because I figured as we're building up our tool literacy and practicing, we may as well start creating a few activities and saving them in our bank as we go along. So step number 2 is where you see my little red arrow there. I'm just going to go to create a new activity. Step 3 is going to bring me up to the create new activity screen. So I'm going to name my activity and I'm going to add some student instructions there. You are able to add voice as well. And I clicked on add multimedia, and that's where I was given access to the creative tool screen, which then is on the right, and it popped up those 6 tools that are available for me to use, and I selected the video tool. So then from there, basically, I just recorded myself, whatever I was doing. So I recorded an activity of what's your favorite stuffy, and then I uploaded it, and you'll see on the right there, the little red arrows pointing towards the picture or the icon that the video was uploaded. So it worked. I know that it's good to go. And then I clicked on the bottom right, I clicked save, the green button there. And then it brings me to step 5, which is this. So this is the screen that'll come up where I'm allowed to, I click the little heart to love it and save it to my library. And then I can assign it. So I'm going to click the green assign button, and here I'm able to choose and select who I'm going to assign it to. So I chose Mrs. Hooper's class because I'm a co-teacher in her class. And then I can click the green button that says, I actually can't even read, assign. It's really small on my screen. And that's kind of it. So the next slide is a video of a link that I created. So it's just another idea of something you can use with a video tool, which is great for right now as we're just trying to like reach out to kids and let them know we're thinking of them. So feel free to use this idea if you like it, and Nicole's gonna play it.
And this is the way that after you create the activity, this is the way you will see it after. So it's all written up in here. And again, if you attend session 3, there's actually some ways here to put picture instructions as well included in the text, but that is, you might want to look back into the archive sessions for the session 3.
Yeah.
Meet Draffy. He's my favorite stuffy because he belongs to my 4-year-old daughter, Olivia. She's had him since he was born, and she brings him everywhere. He's soft and cuddly and often ends up in my bed at night. He's very cute, and that's why I love Draffy. Meet another favorite bear in our house, Rose. This is my 7-year-old daughter Vanessa's favorite bear, and she loves her because she says her fur is so cuddly. She's pretty stylish if you ask me.
So again, pretty simple. I just uploaded video. I just used something in my house to connect with. And obviously as soon as I pulled out stuffies, both kids wanted theirs in the video. So it spiraled, but yeah, so that's it. That's it for the video tool. And now I think Bree's gonna start introducing us to the drawing tool.
And if we can just pause for a second and just speak to the video tool as well. Like some of the other things you could think of to really make learning come to life for the kids and connect to you. You are a science teacher, even doing a real-time live science experiment with the kids in your kitchen, and you send it out to them, and that maybe sparks something that they're going to do as a follow-up to that and send maybe an experiment or results back to you, or you could put a question and ask them something reflective about the experiment that you did, or some sort of baking. Maybe you are baking in your kitchen and you're setting up the learning and you ask them, if I were to double or triple this recipe, what would I have to do? So maybe their fractions would come into play and having to multiply and or add some fractions. I don't know if you had any other things to contribute to that, but you're learning what you do at home can really connect to the students.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for me, like I said earlier, whipping out a number talk on a video, I mean, that would give me so much joy. So that's always an idea as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to show you the drawing tool a little bit differently. So the drawing tool is a tool that allows you to combine different ways of communicating to students and their families. Tanya touched on it yesterday with when she took a photo, it automatically popped into the drawing tool. So you're able to kind of mark it up the way you would in photos, but you're also able to do a bunch more things. So I'm going to try and show you in real time. So if Nicole, you're able to stop sharing, and then I will attempt to do it in real time. Okay, it looks like it's working. So, oops, I'm just going to go and find my SeeSaw. Oops. Sorry, I'm making you dizzy. Sorry about that. Okay, so for our purposes today, we are going to use the Add Activity button as well. But as Sam said earlier, if you're not connected with home codes, you can still show the same content in the journal by just posting student work. So families will still be able to see the same information. Students will just not be able to use the creative tools to respond. So we are going to assign an activity, create a new activity, and we're going to give an activity a name. Okay, and then you're going to include some student instructions, and you do need to include at least something in there. So before you can save anything. You can also, for your learners that don't have, that maybe are working, maybe even higher grade level students who are maybe not able to read those instructions, you can add voice instructions as well. Okay. Gather some dice that you may have around your home. Give them a roll and find out the total. So when you're done that, you can either re-record if you made a mistake, text right out of it if you wanted to kind of look back on your instructions, or press the check mark when you're happy with it. Okay, then you're going to, I'm going to add some multimedia instructions or an example. So for this one, I'm going to add an example of this activity. So I'm adding, and I'm going to press the dot tool. And before I add anything, I'm just going to mention what Tanya had said yesterday about the tools here at the bottom of your screen. Down here, there are all of the drawing tools you have, the pen, the marker, the highlighter, the magic pen, and the eraser. Along the side here, you can change the color of your these tools as well as text. The T here stands for text, so you can add multiple text boxes or just one. Here's a mic, so if you want to record anything. And then this is the camera tool. So if you started at camera, it would have popped you into this screen, but we're just going to use it as the camera here. And I will warn you, if you're going to, if you're going to use the camera and you want to put a photo in, if you take it from the drawing page, it will not save to your camera roll. So if it's a photo you want to access later, you'll want to take it from your device first and then upload it. So we are going to upload a photo. And there it is. You can just kind of pinch and drag to make it bigger. I'm going to add some text. Oops. And once you're done writing your text, you're just going to click out. It'll pop up so that you can click on these three dots at the bottom and you can change certain things. So let's say I want to that. And again, I can just make it bigger. There's that. And then for this example, I want to explain what I did. So I'm not done here. I just wanted to show this picture, and then I'm gonna add a page. So up here where it says 1 out of 1, you can click that, and I'm gonna add another page to show what I would do with this. So I'm gonna click add page, and then you're back to another drawing page. Same features, it works exactly the same way. So now I'm gonna upload a new photo. Right. And it's a little different now. Find the total, I can add multiple text boxes. I don't have to add any, whatever you want. And maybe I'm just gonna change it to this. Okay, so the nice thing about the record tool, as Tanya mentioned yesterday, was that you can also draw as you're recording. So I'm going to go like this, I'm gonna record, it gives you a couple seconds to get ready. Okay, I found it much easier to count the total of my dice, but if I organize my dice, I wanted to make sure I did friendly numbers like 10s and 5s. So I organized into 10, 20, 30, 35, and finally is 39. Okay, when you're done recording, you just press the pause button. You can continue recording if you want to, if you're not done, or if you're done with that, you can just press. So that's all I wanted to do there. Other thing that would be good, I'm gonna add a caption. You can add a voice caption or you can add a word caption. I prefer voice captions. I just think it's more accessible to everyone. So I'm gonna add a new voice caption. On the template, you will see I have rolled the dice again, using the drawing tool to show how you would organize them to find the total. So that's just prefacing the template that I'm going to show. And that's it. And so all of that is going to be in the items attached. So students will be able to see that example before they do anything. And then I'm going to add a template for them to respond. Oops, I keep clicking it on my computer.
Bree, we had a question in the chat about the template. So if you were the ones curious about the template, I was just going to give you a heads up. This is where Brianne's going to talk about it a little bit more.
Okay, and I did find some glitches in the template, so I will talk to those in a minute. So with the template, I'm going to use a drawing because I'm just going to upload. I could just press upload, but I want them to be able to use the drawing tool. So I'm going to press upload, and I'm going to put a new photo in. And I'm going to turn it, make it bigger. So you can see it. And then that's the template. And I might even go, put that up there. So now I've included all of the features of creating a new activity, and I'm going to save it. Okay, and assign. And this again, you can choose your whole class, or oops, I guess not. You can, I must have backtracked. There is a way to assign it to just certain students. And that's about it for the drawing tool.
All right.
I haven't been able to
great.
keep up with the chat, so if there's any questions about it, then I will happily try and answer them.
We did just have one quick comment about students who may have hearing loss, and just making sure that we are using the caption option at the bottom of the screen, just so that we can give multiple means of instructions.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would do both, but in the sake of time, I just showed it. Yes, absolutely. That's very important.
And I think we do have one about assigning activity to just selected students. Are you able to live go back and see how we might cover that?
Yes.
Okay.
So, am I still on? Gather some dice that you may have around your home. Sorry about that. Let's see. So, I create a new activity. Test Test. And then I'm going to. Oh, is it not? It's not sharing.
Not going on your screen, no.
It says it is. Let me try and stop it and go back. Sorry.
That's okay. We're just gonna try and respond to this question here. Usually when you share an activity, it'll give you an option to either share to all of your class or you can choose students. But I just thought it might be helpful if we can see it visually.
Would you like me to share my SeeSaw? If you release your screen, Bree, I can. Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, so if I'm clicking, I clicked on Miss Hooper's class instead of editing. So once I click there, I'm going to edit. And instead of all students, I'm going to just click 2 or however many I need or whichever students I want. And then I'm going to keep going.
Awesome.
And then assign.
Okay. Thanks, Bree.
All right. So Nicole, I'm going to stop sharing now and you can go back to slide 27, I think we're at.
Yep. So we've reached kind of the end of the 2 tool explanations or demonstrations. There might still be lots of questions out there, and that's great. If you have any questions, what I'm going to say is we'll stay on a bit at the end and we can answer anything that's still outstanding that you are still unsure of. If you are going to stay on longer to ask some questions, just hang tight while everybody says their goodbyes. Often people will write thanks or goodbye or anything, and then give a minute and then type in your question. That'll just allow to make sure we don't miss any of your questions that you've been waiting to hear answers to.
And can I make a suggestion just before everyone says goodbye? If Samantha, you hide your screen or turn sharing off. Actually, you're not sharing. Whoever's sharing the screen,
Nicole's
turn sharing off, and we'll invite the managed participants to light up their cameras, and we can see a whole bunch of people that are here. And my challenge, if you hit that little paddle in the upper right-hand corner, you can turn it into a grid view of all the people that are here.
Cool.
And if you take the time to snap a photo and post it to Instagram, you'll blow up the world.
Look at everybody.
Some real cool stuff.
Cool. I want to see it. I can't see it yet.
This is amazing.
Hit the little grid
go.
icon in the upper right-hand corner of your
We now have 3 pages of this stuff. This is amazing. Hey, April.
Cool.
Hey, Katie. Emily, Judy, Mike, Amy, Kelly.
Wow, the faces are moving so fast.
Look at
Hi,
this.
everybody.
Hey, Steph. Sari, look at this. This is so cool.
It's funny because when you're sitting here talking, you don't realize how faces are out there. Wow. 10 pages. Holy moly. Cool. I hope you guys were able to take some cool screenshots. That's awesome. All right.
Hi, Sam.
So
it's Pam.
Hi, Pam.
How are you? I just have a couple of things that we learned this morning that I might want to share with the group, if that's okay.
We would love that.
Okay, so some of us might be in a spot where you need to add a new student into your classroom, and someone was caught in a glitch today. So when you're adding students, one of the things that we have to connect with students, you could do it by like an email contact, or is it a one-to-one device? So just check how you manage those students and how you're sharing that information. That's in the wrench part. So if you're having difficulty with adding a new student, that might be what it is. And the other question we had yesterday was about reading stories, and people are videotaping that sort of thing. So I've done some research, and Scholastic has something. If you just Google Scholastic Read Aloud Permissions, there's some great resources out there. I thought I had them in the chat here, but I'm on a different device. So, but there were some great, and they're basically saying, yes, keep within the platform, acknowledge that maybe the book came from Scholastic, credit the author, and you can keep that. And they said, like, if we're within this tight, collected environment of SeeSaw, it's great. We get into more trouble when you're like posting it to YouTube channels or something like that. So read away is basically the great message.
Oh, that's a great message, Pam. Thanks. Yeah. Nicole, are you able to go back to sharing your screen so we can get our last few slides out there?
Yep. Just give me one second here.
Awesome. You're going to be a pro by the time this is done.
I wouldn't say that.
All right, so we're just on there. Perfect. Okay.
Do we want to quickly show them where the website is and how they're, all of the archive sessions are there right now?
Totally can. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah.
So this is the elementary education remote learn resource page that has been created. And we showed you yesterday, but I want to show you today where all of the sessions are from yesterday and how it will look like. So already today, is like Pam's morning session is already there that you can go back and look at, and then ours from yesterday, and soon Rod will have that one up. And that was yesterday's session 3 that talked about home learning codes. So if that was an area of interest that you really wanted to get going and you're ready for that, you can check out that session there.
It was a good one.
It was a very good one. And then Google Suite ones are all up there. SeeSaw is phenomenal and has so many abilities. It really does. So you can use SeeSaw with all of the Google platform as well. And you can post onto SeeSaw for like creating in your slides, and you create a slides presentation for your students and you can upload that into SeeSaw. So, you know, if just depends on your comfort level and what you're up for and what you want to, where you want to take your SeeSaw, it can really be taken in lots of different directions.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Nicole. We're going to put up our last slide, and this is just a feedback slide. We're going to end with this. If you can find a minute to either scan the QR code that's going to pop up next or click the feedback link, we'd love to hear from you. This just helps guide our further sessions, what works, what doesn't work, what you like, what you think you need. Any of that would be greatly appreciated. And we will see you back here tomorrow. And again, if you're going to ask some questions, just hang on tight for a minute, let everyone sign out, say their goodbyes, and then if you have any questions, we'll be happy to hang around and answer those. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.